See? Forward thinking.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Good morning and welcome to yet another great edition of Younger Life. Hi, I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
And it is a great day to be alive here. I am so excited that the sun is shining today.
It is a beautiful day.
And
beautiful morning.
How was your ride in? Because my ride in this morning, I'm just going to be completely blunt and honest. I had the moonroof open, even though I was coming through Chicago, in through Northwest Indiana, right here to our corporate headquarters for Younger Life. And I have to tell you, it was perfect, but I did, I'm being honest with you, I did put on the heat.
Oh, yeah.
So I had the moonroof open.
Well,
it was
when we
super
first
early.
got in the van, it was freezing this morning, so we had the heat blaring. But then I too opened the moonroof, but it's not. I didn't open it to the outside air just to let the sun in.
So
You know what I mean?
slid
I
open the
slid
actual
open
slider,
the roof part,
the blind part of it.
Yeah, just to let the sun shine in. And then I always crack my window because I like the fresh air. I have to have it, even in the snow. I don't care. I have to have it. But I too had I had the heat on and I had my butt warmer on and the seat warmer.
That
but it
butt
was beautiful.
warmer is the best thing since sliced bread.
I think it's funny that, a couple of my kids don't like it and my husband can't stand it.
Get out of here, really?
He does not like it at all.
Oh, man.
So I love it. I have it on till, I like it.
Till
it's like hot
you're
out.
like gushy gushy.
Yeah, I don't mind it a bit. I like it. I think it's comforting.
It's
Notice I didn't even wear a coat because I have on a sweater anyway. But
can I tell you, you bring up the word comforting. This is what I feel a butt warmer in a car is all about. No matter what kind of car you have, by the way, it starts and all of a sudden it starts warming up and you feel it on your bottom. And then for me personally, it goes up my back.
Yeah.
And it's just relaxing.
It is
if you're having a
relaxing.
crazy stressful morning or you just got a lot of stuff going, you could be in chill mode and you're like,
yeah, it's just
and
nice.
then it's like,
I like
it's
it.
kind of nice. So that's okay. So it's kind of funny because in our family, my daughters who are 18 and 22, I don't want to use the word fight, but absolutely will say, we'll drive if you guys want, because they want the front two seats.
Oh, our four captains share.
Oh my gosh.
Even the middle ones. So they fight over who gets the, they say, can we move the boys' car seats to the back so they can, when it's winter, they can sit on that. But
so even if your heater goes out, just a little note to self.
Yes.
You could use the butt warmers. Now, do you have the steering wheel one too?
No.
Yeah.
Just
This
the
rental
seats.
that I got has that. And I thought,
funny.
what a dorky thing. Until I used it for the first time. I was like, ooh, I don't need gloves. And I never double fisted unless it's bad weather.
Right.
And that's, like here and there. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Feels nice. That's
great.
neat. I didn't even realize they did that. I mean, I do all kinds of crazy
Good for
things.
the mojo.
Speaking of nice and warm and comfort, we're talking coffee today.
I can't believe you.
Okay. And I feel terrible. I feel like I'm rubbing this in your face. I say I love coffee.
I do too.
Drink coffee a lot. I love coffee. I enjoy it. It's not just the, morning pick me up. There's plenty of mornings that if we're home on the weekends or we're leaving right away, I don't even make coffee because it's fine, but I'll make it when I come back home. So I have experienced the lack of coffee headache. I don't enjoy that, but I love coffee. And I know you've been giving coffee up because
I have. I gave it up
You've been testing a theory to see.
The theory is I was told from higher ups and friends and family that if you don't drink caffeine from a guy's perspective, because a lot of men between their 30s and their wisest of years, a lot of stuff goes to their stomach area. And I've been skinny all my life. Hence, in my 40s, that is not so much the case. And I'm still very active and I'm still doing something 7 days a week. But it's tough for me. I could lose it and then I gain it back.
I hear that.
And it's crazy for me.
But I mean, my own personal opinion, I would say that's just part of metabolism versus coffee. But I mean, so I've been interested on your theory. I like it because I think, maybe if it works for you, we'll see. But I don't see myself giving up coffee. But
I thought you were going to say, I don't see it working for you, Rick. You're still fat.
No, I don't. Get real. No way.
You would never say that.
That's not even true. I just don't see, I'm curious to see if it works for you. I don't see myself ever actually giving up coffee. But I am interested by our society's fascination with coffee.
Oh,
If you notice, I mean, it gets bigger and bigger, and it's just evolved into such a great, enormous, not even company. I mean, I want to say company, but it's evolved to such an enormous moneymaker.
Oh, it's huge.
It's crazy.
And think about these people that no matter if you're at a 99-cent a cup at your local gas station, or if you are the $4+ foofy coffee kid.
I know.
And there's multiple places out there that sell that.
My
and people
goodness.
people go 2 a day, 3 a day. I mean, I'm like, that's insane money.
It is insane.
Right?
It is absolutely insane. And the flavors, it's just the possibilities are endless and truly shocking to me. I like good old coffee with sweet cream in it, but there's so many things. My sister is one that really enjoys more foo coffee.
Right. I know a ton of people, a ton of my friends.
And I will certainly take a few sips off hers, but I find it a little too sweet for me, which I have a sweet tooth. So that sounds contradicting to my normal behavior, I would say, but it really is too sweet to me. It doesn't taste like coffee, but the people love it. So it has gotten enormous. Harvard did a study. So this is why we're talking coffee today. So I know you've been testing this theory for yourself. We have you always hear mixed reviews on coffee, whether it's good for you, it's bad for you, it's okay. A little bit of coffee is okay, but don't drink too much, or, kind of go round and round. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because there's so many different reports. But, Harvard Health Publications just did Harvard Medical School.
Did you say Harvard?
Harvard Health.
Okay, go ahead.
Publications just did. Harvard Medical School just actually released a study on coffee.
Okay.
It's actually called "Can Your Coffee Habit Help You Live Longer?" Which again, here at Younger Life, we're all about finding ways to live better, longer. So this was interesting. There's just so many different things in here. I don't want to.
Let's dissect
quote.
it.
Yes, I don't want to quote incorrectly, but I believe this is what I loved. This is a very long-term study.
Okay.
They studied men and women, 300,000 men and women.
Wow.
For 30 years.
That's a big
over
number.
30
oh my
years.
Gosh, 3 decades.
Which I love because
so do I
think that's why for me this study stands out a little bit more versus the others because the longevity of it. You know what I mean? It's easy to say in their 20s whether they think it's hurting them or helping them, but then you go years and say, I've been drinking coffee since I was 15.
A lot of us.
You go to see and see kind of what if there's actually consistently results that pair up with other people, that you can kind of make a generalization. So I love that this is so long of a study.
Okay. 300,000 people, 30 years.
300,000 men and women over
Harvard Health.
Harvard Health, Harvard Medical School did the study. So, originally, traditionally, the settlers drank tea, and then coffee was, after the whole trying to break from England, all of this stuff. So the
Boston Tea Party, you mean?
They kind of get into why we chose coffee, but they say that coffee it was believed then to be the drink of the new world. You know?
Okay.
So I think it's just interesting that, kind of, it was more like they're boycotting. I mean, that's really, I'm taking a stand, whether I like it or not.
Now, before you go any further, I want to make this very well. Full disclosure, if you guys could see this, I am actually physically drinking, and I made it just the way our executive producer, Sanders, likes it, I hope. We're going to talk to him in a little bit. But Mike Sanders, he and I and a lot of our crew here at Younger Life love the black silk coffee. So I normally would put, for 10 cups, I would normally put 5 heaping scoops plus another one to make it just jet. And the first day he came into Younger Life, he literally, without missing a beat, says, "Who made the coffee?"
Yeah.
First day on the job.
Did he think he needed a spoon to eat it because it was that thick?
I
and
spun to him and I go,
strong?
"I made it." And he goes, "Ooh," like that. So I said, okay, from this point forward, I'm going to make it 5 even. And today I'm going to be straight with you. Wow. I put a little bit of cream in there and I put just a half a packet of the yellow. Isn't it really good?
Yeah. And I like strong coffee, but I do enjoy
too.
black silk, but I don't ever make it that strong because it has such a rich taste that I feel like you don't need to. It's so good. And then it just wastes it. Then it's
Maybe
gone so
that's
fast.
why I get jittery. What's wrong?
Yeah, that could be why you get the jittery.
Why are you twitching like that,
Anyways,
Rick Federici?
So obviously talking about the Boston Tea Party, we're not going to have a history lesson, but it is of note. I found this interesting because I think Thomas Jefferson is very fascinating anyways. But he was reported once as describing coffee as it will be the favorite drink of the civilized world. And I think he nailed it.
Nailed that, mother.
It's just funny. I think he just nailed that. I think we're talking obviously in the 1700s. Like think now, I think it's everywhere. Everyone drinks it. And what I find fascinating is that they even make drinks for children that are not coffee based, but they look it. Like you can go to
Simulate it.
foo place to
Yes.
get coffee. And get a children's version that is not caffeine. You know what I
Agree.
mean? It's not going to have caffeine.
Agree.
But they still think they're getting something marvelous. You know what I mean? And
I'm with you.
so I think that's crazy. I mean, I think that it is certainly something that society, it's ingrained in every age level.
Agree
they want
with you
it.
on
So,
that.
I remember being a teenager, just having our license, and we would go sit at a little local diner and literally drink coffee
with
and
you.
chat forever.
I am so with you. And
And I
even
think
it's funny
how
you say
funny.
at that young age, when we would all go out, who's driving today? And we would try to hang out and get together, but we would all go, and this really, and you think about it, like we were young, little old adults
I know.
at that age. You would go out and you would have, let's say, pancakes or something, and everybody would say, "She goes, what would you like to drink?" "I'll have an orange juice and a cup of coffee."
And then
you
you're
really
putting
thought you were-
20 packets of sugar in it.
Yes, it's like, I love this.
Well, you're putting so much sugar in
Yes.
because it's like, oh, I don't know if I love this. Some people love just straight up black coffee
Yes,
and others
yes.
don't. And so I think especially when you're a teenager or beginning
Younger.
to drink coffee,
Sure.
you're going to load it up with
yeah?
sugar. It's just funny. So anyways, coffee's been around a long time. Coffee has definitely been a very popular drink for a long, long time. But in this study, again, with the conflicting studies that are out there, this study I found so valid because it was such a large number of people, 300,000 men and women, in over 30 years. So, I know your personal opinion, you think coffee then is not good for you, right?
Well, I feel that at a certain point, because those of us that have heart issues, those that go to their doctor, especially as you get up there in
Yeah.
years, some of us go to the doctor a couple times a year just to get our, checkups, have our cholesterol checked. I have heard both sides of the coin. So I'm going to answer it like this and say, I don't think it's bad for you from the standpoint if you have I'll have a cup or, that's it, a cup and a half at the most.
Look how small your cup is
Well,
compared to mine.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Because you could probably put 3 of these bad boys in yours.
least 2,
Put yours
yeah.
up to the camera. We got to see this. That's a mother. What does that say? My favorite. What
My
is that?
favorite aunt. This
My-
is one of my
How
nieces
cute
and
is that?
nephews. Yeah.
This is my styrofoam penny glass.
That's typically I love disposable, although it's not.
Well,
great.
you can't put that in the microwave because I don't think that would be good if all of a
No.
sudden you're like,
Yeah, not good for you.
does that
Plus, it will
taste?
melt in there. Definitely not good for you.
well, I would say to answer that question,
Mm-hmm.
I would say 1 cup, I'm assuming a day, 1.5 cups, maybe even a couple over the course of I'm up at 1:40 every
Right.
morning and I go to bed by 9,
So
10 o'clock.
you're saying the average 1 to 1.5 cups a day would be
should
fine.
be okay.
Well, right. For those that now, obviously, we're not talking about people with serious health conditions.
Right.
That's different, and it does point that out in the study.
Right.
coffee naturally contains antioxidants that help protect our cells from damage.
Okay.
Coffees come from coffee beans. So, but it says that some studies have actually shown that coffee gives a protective effect to cells against some types of cancers, and as well as some chronic diseases, like type 2 diabetes is one of them, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and gout, which I found interesting. I think that's
gout
strange.
is a very interesting
ailment.
Thank you for saying that, because I was trying to be politically correct there. I didn't want to say sickness. I didn't want to say disease,
Right,
but
it's just-
a lot of people are affected by that. A lot.
Right. And I think I was shocked that coffee would, in any way relate to either helping or protecting against it, So the caffeine is a stimulant, obviously, that can help with mental sharpness and alertness and fatigue. But however, it does point out too much coffee can make you jittery, which at that point would not be good. And so for you, if a half a cup and you're jittery, then a half a cup for you is
I'm normally a
more than enough.
spaz energized kind of a man. I really,
I think I'm pretty high energy anyways, but it takes a lot of coffee to make me jittery. So I don't. Now, drinking too much coffee can also lead to sleep issues, which clearly is not healthy. You can get headaches, raise your blood pressure. It can trigger heart arrhythmias, which is all the negative things I've always thought why it wouldn't help. This was another strange one. It said it may actually promote bone loss, which is scary. I didn't realize that. But it said, is coffee really dangerous? Are coffee lovers putting our lives in danger every day to have a cup of coffee? And so anyway, they dug into this study. They found that moderate coffee consumption is actually associated with lower risk of overall mortality. So as well as lower risk of death.
I need to know how many cups, though.
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
With heart, also lower risk of death from heart and neurological diseases. Both caffeinated and decaffeinated, which I found strange, gives the protective effect on the cells, suggesting that something other than caffeine is really at play here. Not just the caffeine is what, people think the caffeine's bad for you, but really the coffee in general, it's something in the coffee, not the caffeine.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
I hate to be this way, but I'm going to say, I know it's Younger Life, and I know we're trying to think about healthy, and this is a great study. So I'm very happy because I've already been educated on a few things here. But why would someone, 219-861-1632, I'd love to chat. Just get your opinion, 219-861-1632. Why would someone want to drink coffee without caffeine? I don't get this whole decaffeinated thing. I really don't.
Well, only thing I could think
Is
of
it
is say
taste?
you love the taste of coffee.
Right, but
and then you have serious high blood pressure and can't drink the caffeine. So then maybe they would, go about it that way. That would be the only reason, because personally I think the same thing. Or maybe if you love the taste of coffee, but you're pregnant, caffeine.
Good point.
It's not the coffee, but the caffeine in the coffee. Caffeine in general is not good for a pregnant woman. So,
Okay.
Maybe that is why they would choose decaf.
Sorry, was not
Personally,
thinking
no,
as a
I would
woman
not.
there.
I don't know
It's okay.
why.
No, it's good.
Because
Did
I
you
think
drink during your pregnancies?
What's funny? I drank coffee, but not on an everyday basis.
Norma was the same way.
And
My wife.
I would have it if it really sounded good, but definitely not every day. And
Could you, if you don't mind me asking from a pregnant perspective, so when you drank it and when you kind of said, okay, I'm not going to drink it today, but then you drank it, did you feel, if you could, remember yourself and your baby, was it like the baby was jumping around?
No, I didn't notice any difference.
I just was curious.
I didn't notice
guys
any
don't
difference.
know those things.
Yeah, I really didn't. I remember one time an ultrasound I had, they said, have a little cup of coffee or a little bit of Mountain Dew before you come in. You might get to see the baby move more.
Oh my gosh.
It was just funny. And
Oh yeah, I'll
kind
put
of
that
laughed
52
about
grams
it.
of sugar in my throat.
Yeah, but still,
Allegedly.
just to see the baby moving around.
Sure.
So, who knows. So anyways, obviously, lower mortality rate overall is what they found. Now, they do get into a little bit more on how many cups are, that's another study, but it's still part of this Harvard study.
Okay.
So overall, lower mortality rate, lower risk of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, which is wonderful.
I think it's
surprising.
incredible.
And at least, it supports that you're not hurting yourself too much. Now, they did, I think the optimum, I wanted to quote you, so I'm going to quote the study as far as the
Sure, absolutely, please.
cups, but so I need to pull this.
And I'm going to throw this out there because we got 2 text messages. One, can you ask Mary, can tea be just as beneficial?
You know,
And
they
that was
don't really
something-
touch on tea,
right.
which I found strange. They touch on that tea was obviously the drink of choice first, whatever was more popular prior to coffee, but they don't really get into the health benefits of tea. They kind of just leave it at that and then go straight on to the coffee. So
Lorianne says, I do 2 cups a day. I blow off the weekends to work out. And she says, I cannot ever have a cup of coffee past. I'm lucky if I could try 11:30 noon for me.
Really?
Because I will not. It's funny you bring up the sleep thing because for
Right.
me personally, and that's something if you are having trouble sleeping, you should really look into. Cut back that coffee post
any caffeine, and people don't even realize the caffeine is
the
in so
pop.
many different things.
In
Yeah,
pop.
yeah. So definitely, if
Or
it's
soda, some would say.
yeah,
That whole pop soda thing. Yeah, I don't drink that stuff at all, like literally zero. I'd rather drink water, but the whole coffee thing, try it if you are having trouble sleeping. I'm not a doctor, nor do we play doctors here
Right.
on Younger Life.
say it all the time.
That's
Definitely
right.
not a doctor, but I am one of those people that I find it strange, but I could drink coffee in the evening and it not bother
That's my
me.
wife, Norma.
Yeah,
She could drink it right
sometimes
before
it's
bed.
comforting, right? Sometimes it's just comforting, and I just want, just a little cup of coffee.
Can I tell you what she drinks to go to bed? And she swears by this.
What?
You're going to laugh, but you should try it. Try it, folks, and let us know.
Yeah.
She will drink a hot cup of milk. And she's
My
a
mom loves
she's a fat-free kind of gal, milk.
yeah.
Like I'm more of a 2% when I have it. Like if it's with, breakfast cereal or whatever, rare. Like this morning
me.
I was so jonesing for, and this is weird, but like you'll get up and I was doing work and I'm like doing all kinds of stuff. And I just stopped what I was doing. I went down and my body walked me downstairs, let the dog out before I took him out for a small walk. And I had a half a glass of chocolate milk. Like I put little chocolate
loves that.
and I love that too. And I only had a half. And then I was so hungry and I was running a little bit late because I, was doing work and stuff. We had some leftover ham. So I did a little scrambled eggs and ham before I blew out of there. But I felt so good driving to work. I felt more alert.
Well,
You know
that's
what I'm saying? It was weird.
fantastic.
I don't know, it was
Yeah.
because of the chocolate and everything.
Yeah.
And then I,
And
of course,
then
have
you
my
get to work,
coffee.
and then now you have your
Woo!
coffee. Well, you are gonna feel good all day long.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, definitely not. Let's not go there. So the large study determined that those who drank 1 cup of coffee per day reduced their risk of death by 6%,
Okay.
while those that drank up to 3 cups of coffee a day reduced it by 8.
Whoa.
Now, but it says this is what's interesting. This is what was there's definitely a sweet spot in there where there's a fine line too. So the highest reduction in risk of death came to those who consumed 3 to 5 cups per day,
Wow.
decreasing their mortality rate by 15%. 3 to 5 cups. Now that does not mean a cup this size. Obviously,
This is a baby cup, but even if I'm thinking yours is about 2, that's probably
It's
about
probably
2
about
cups.
2 cups.
Yours.
Exactly. Right.
Mine's probably a cup. I guess I'm assuming a cup would be 7 or 8 ounces, correct?
That's my guess. I always
Right.
imagined it at 8, but one day when I was just reading the back of the coffee container itself,
Sure.
I think it's based on about 6 ounces.
Okay, hang on. You just keep talking.
So I wanted to point this out. So yes, the highest reduction of risk in death came to those who drank 3 to 5 cups per day, decreasing their mortality rate by 15%. The study did find that coffee drinkers were less likely to die from strokes, diabetes, heart disease, suicide, or neurological
Wow.
diseases. And the risk of death from cancer did not decrease due to coffee consumption. Now, again, that the protective thing that the Harvard study is talking about was not once they have cancer. It did not improve their odds there. It was more or less just about the getting it. So
Sanders, go to a live shot of this. I'm going to show the side of this bad boy. Okay. It says discovered blank. Discover Federiki. That's an F. It's the black silk. They're saying, so one serving in this particular case is 6 fluid ounces. That's small.
that's what I thought.
That's dinky. And then you're supposed to do 1 tablespoon of coffee for each serving. A half a measuring cup is 10 servings, so that's that. So it's supposed to be bold yet. So I could never do 5 cups. I'm sorry, even if I was crazy. Am I the only one who can consume a pot of coffee, then fall right asleep? Are there health issues when caffeine does not have the same effect as that you're describing?
I don't know that there's health issues. Maybe
I
you're
don't
just more
think so
tolerant.
either.
I would certainly say ask your doctor if you're
Right.
having say you're drinking the pot of coffee to try to stay awake and you're not. I mean, I would say then maybe talk to the doctor. But I think tolerance is just different for everyone. Like myself, you say half a cup will cause jitters for you, but for me, it would take a lot to cause myself to be jittery. And
Well, let's make this real clear. If it's the coffee I am making personally for all of us here,
that's true.
and
You're
it's
using
jitter, like
5
this,
scoops?
this is
that's a lot of coffee in there. So,
Right. Now
a lot of
yes.
caffeine in that.
Now, how do you like the coffee?
I think it's fabulous.
So do I.
Yeah, I think it tastes great.
This is actually the best I've ever tasted it.
There was another thing I wanted to point out. So the best benefit overall in this study came to those that drank 3 to 5 cups a day, decreased their mortality rate by 15%. Although it was unchanged over 5 cups. So it's not more beneficial. Like I said, there's that sweet spot in there for the majority of these people over this long-term study. They found that drinking more than that did not help them out at all. And in fact could have caused the, sleep issues and
Sure.
stuff. Maybe not. Maybe their tolerance was just higher and it didn't, but it could lead to that kind of thing. So but even drinking the cup is still reduced mortality rates overall by, that was 3%.
That's incredible.
Oh, it was actually, that one was
But
6%.
no matter if it's 5%,
helped-
8%, 15%, that's incredible.
The bottom line of the study is don't feel bad about drinking your cup or couple cups of coffee. I had read one time that Einstein drank coffee all the time, like big into coffee,
Maybe because it was more of like a powerful stimulant that kept him up. Because think about these people that are brainiacs.
Well, you think these people that are,
Just-
we're talking enormous in their brain,
Right.
you know what I mean? Kind of just
Exactly.
genius beyond genius.
Right.
They
They fit
I
the
think
mold.
that, yeah. And so, I thought that was fascinating. I thought, oh, no wonder his hair is always crazy and sticks out.
Rock on.
He's all wild. I love Einstein. So, this study followed such a wide variety of people too, based on, they went on age, different size, men, women, all kinds of backgrounds. So I feel like it's such a diverse study, and that's why I think I found it a little more valid and interesting, considering you've been trying to not drink coffee. I'm not rubbing it in your face.
No. But let's look at this. Why I said I wanted to try it, because I'm trying to lose weight,
Right.
But I'm also trying to figure out the stomach issue for men, for me personally, and just because a couple people asked me and I brought it up, and then I got mixed reactions,
do.
even
That's
from
the
my
thing.
doctor to people.
That's it. You just find different information. That's why it gets to the point where it's confusing and you don't even want to ask anyone else.
But then I hate not to interrupt, but then I would say to you at that, then I should just be drinking coffee. But I'm trying to, like I was saying to Sanders, our executive producer, that even though I didn't notice any weight loss over the 8 or 9 days, which you probably really wouldn't, maybe a pound or two, if that, but I felt better.
Then I think that's the key.
And I think
ingredient
that is the
there.
key.
If you're feeling better, then it's easier to stay away from it.
I really wanted to come in and have you go, oh my gosh, Rick, what happened? How did you lose all that weight?
Tell me your secret,
And I
please.
did it because, Mary,
And
I
then
stopped
if you
drinking
said
coffee.
it was I'd say, forget it.
Right. I'm not, I don't care.
I'll stay a little. No, forget it. I won't go that far now. There are things I will do, and there's a
Sure.
line.
Sure. No.
And asking me to give up my coffee is too much.
Well, and you and I have both said this, and we're very honest about this here on Younger Life. Everything in moderation, but in life, whether I'm drinking a nice cold glass of water or whether I'm drinking coffee or whether I'm having a cocktail, you do it because you enjoy it.
That's
You're not doing it for other reasons. I'll
Right,
use it like that to
exactly.
be politically correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
a lot of us do it that way.
right, and that is important too. You want to do things that you want to do, but it is important to know if you're trying to do things a little bit on the healthier side.
Agreed.
This is one thing we don't have to feel bad about. Now, the things that you put in your coffee is a whole other story. I know that my coffee, I wish I could drink just straight black coffee.
Okay, let me stop
that
there.
Would be fantastic.
Do you ever drink straight black coffee?
I do not ever.
Okay. I'm going to throw that back to me. In the last 1 year,
Yeah.
I have found when I was a young kid, it's funny because you brought me back to my youth
Yes.
when we would sit there and we would literally pile in milk, creamer, and sugar.
Sugar.
I don't have sugar at all anymore. Rarely. I mean, except for in the foods that you eat.
Right.
That you really
don't add it in your stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
But I could physically, like today, if I had this coffee and it was just black, I could literally sip it and enjoy it like I could. The only thing that I'm worried about as I get older is I hate coffee breath.
Oh, I know.
It drives me nuts. But that being said, I only in the last year have been able to sip black coffee, where I know friends that just drink, that's all they do is they drink black coffee. That freaks me
that
out.
would be great for me because
What do you put in your coffee?
it's a sweet creamer. It's a flavored creamer.
But
and,
it can't have, what does it have? Does it have a lot of calories?
Well, it has calories and it's a ton of sugar and
Really?
Yeah, they're very
Yeah, but you're not pouring it, or are you?
No, I mean I definitely have more.
Wait,
coffee
that was a no going.
Like it's not the.
Oh my gosh, that's like, what do they call that? French coffee, like where it's like way light.
It's not really light.
Mine's
It's
definitely
kinda.
dark, not.
Yeah, yours is a lot darker than mine. It's good. I mean,
She's
really,
not tilted hers up towards
like,
the cameras.
Look at it. It's. Can you see
Yeah.
it? I
No,
don't know.
you're a little lighter than I.
Yeah, it's lighter, and I try not to add too much, but I do.
But you don't add sugar, correct?
No.
Right.
It's just creamer.
So that's-
but still, it's still.
Do you add any type of sugar, like the yellow sugars
Oh, no.
or the yellow
No
additives?
I had some coffee and creamer in here, so I added some coffee and put one packet of Splenda in.
Splenda.
Yeah,
Sure.
Just because it was
A lot of
over
people
there.
use stevia or.
I'd like to try
Truvia.
it. Yeah, those are supposed to be more natural. and-
Right, but I also hear we should talk about that sometime
Oh
on the
yeah,
show.
that
As we
would
both
be really
go,
good. I know
'cause
it.
that's a crazy one.
The different, some
'Cause
of the
even-
artificial sweeteners.
because
and
even
stuff
in the
like that.
diets, they kind of go back and forth with that.
I know they really do, and there's lots of different studies on
Mm-hmm.
that. But I think overall, as natural of anything as you can get is the best. That's what everybody keeps telling us. But so I think overall, coffee culture, it has gone wild.
I
And,
agree.
I mean, it has been going wild for a long time. But I think that those of us that love our coffee are pleased with the findings of this big study.
I would be curious to find out, Sanders, who's the newbie here on the
Yes.
set, if he could, Sanders, come on by, throw a wide shot up. I want you to come over, and Kelly, if you don't mind, hang loose with those cams for a second. We got to get Sanders over here. Why don't you jump on one of those mics there? Mic 3 is perfect.
Can I hide away from the camera?
Yeah, no, you're going to sit down right there. Where are you going to jump? Right over on that one?
go right here.
All right, cool. So say hi to everybody. Wave for the camera. Hey.
Here I am.
Yay. All right, so
I'm in.
talk to me a little bit. So what do you...
I'm having coffee right now.
Right.
actually.
Okay. So
He's
what
a
do
coffee
you?
guy.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you drinking? Like, what do you have in your coffee?
Doing a black silk.
A black
Yeah,
silk.
see, we common bond here. I do add sugar. I can't do the artificial stuff. I was listening to you guys talk about that. I can't do it. It reacts poorly to
Like
me, man.
regular.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Really?
It has to be straight sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a lot. I've been cutting back here recently in the last couple of years. So I try to work out. I try to do some stuff. But, me and the kids are kind of active. But
Right.
and the sugar you get that crash. The caffeine's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So so I add some cream, add some sugar, and you can see it's like this. It's like I'll show you mine here. I can't tilt it too much.
Yeah, there you go. No, because you don't want it to spill.
It looks like this. This is what it looks like. It's kind of creamy. It's creamy.
So
Oh,
when
that's
you
funny.
say you cut back, tell me what. So what do you put in there right now? Do you add fake creamer? Do you add real creamer? What do you add?
I'll add real creamer if I can.
Okay.
I try to stay away from the I'm what is that called when you just read the labels on everything? That's kind of what I've been
Crazy.
doing.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
If I
too.
can't pronounce it, I don't want it in my coffee. I don't want it in my food. That's kind
Yeah.
of how it comes out. So
And that's best for you too. And did you realize this is in this Harvard study? So your coffee, if you're drinking the, 3 to 5 cups daily, you're cutting your risk of Parkinson's in half compared to.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you find this? To me,
mean,
this is
it's-
fascinating.
It is. And, again, there's so many studies. So I feel like we could go on, and some are going to tell you how bad it is. But this one I found so reassuring. It was a large number of people, 300,000 men and women, and it's been based over 30 years. So it's been a long-term study. I just feel like that it's a little more valid. A lot of people, all different shapes, sizes, and ages and stuff. And I think that's important to point out, too. Because
How
then
many
it's just a
cups
little more
do you do a day?
I typically only make coffee in the morning, so I pour coffee, I drink at home, fill up before I leave. So I probably am in that, based on the 6-ounce cup, I'm probably certainly in that 3 to 5, because it's probably 2 of these a day total.
Sanders, what about you, young man?
Maybe 1 or 2.
Okay, yeah.
Now, my wife used to get on my case because I used to make a full pot every morning,
Yeah.
drink 1 cup, and the rest of it would go to waste.
Right.
That's I always prepare the coffee for my wife, and I would usually bring a cup in my thermos in the car, and I would gently drink it on the way here, or half of it, and then drink the rest here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if
So that was probably 2 cups in there. If it's
I would say you're probably right.
Cup,
So I'd say up to 2 cups, but I haven't had. Now I did it just to have a feast with you guys, but I could already. It's weird because you get like what they call coffee headaches if you don't drink coffee.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I would say that sometimes for me, from a guy's perspective. Now you are in a different situation.
I do get headaches if I don't drink any coffee, or like when we did the heart cart at LaPorte Hospital, we had to fast, so I couldn't have any, and I had a very bad headache that afternoon, and that's what it was from, just not having. I didn't have anything either to eat, so that makes a difference too. But
Yeah, I guess it depends on what I'm doing that day.
Right.
If I'm sitting around just drinking coffee, which hardly ever happens, I'm
Right.
like, oh, coffee headache. Like if I've been drinking coffee all week and then I'm sitting around doing nothing,
Yeah.
and then the coffee headache kind of sets in and you get the cravings. But if you're busy, I guess you just don't think about it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's what I find too. And I think that's also why I don't make coffee in the afternoon, because I too would waste a lot of it if I did.
Yeah.
I would have very little, and then there have been times, one night I was setting the coffee pot. This just happened last week. Set it at night, so in the morning, I could just push the button.
I always
You
make it at
gotta do
night.
it. You gotta do it.
I always do it.
Gotta do
Oh,
it.
it's so
It's
much
the best
better.
way to do
well,
it.
one I was just absentmindedly doing it and talking to one of the kids, and I went in to kiss the kids goodnight, and I came back and the coffee was. I hit the turn on. I powered it up, so I set
That
it.
doesn't
and
surprise
started
me. I've
it.
done that plenty of times.
And so
What'd you do?
Jeremy was getting out of the shower, and he's like, "I thought I smelled coffee," and I said, "Well, hell, I'm having a cup.
Here it is. It's time for
Why
coffee.
not? I'm gonna enjoy it while it's fresh." And so I drank a cup and then.
But
poured it out.
did you have a problem going to sleep?
No, not at all.
See,
I think if I drank a lot in the evening, it might affect me. But otherwise, to have a cup, and then when I say a cup, it was truly a little cup. So I probably was at that 6 ounces and just sipped it. It's just nice. And some people love, when you were talking about the warm milk, some people love hot cocoa and stuff for the same reasons. It's just the comfort in the evening, and I
so you think
I
that's
enjoyed that.
You
but
think that's a crazy wives' tale about my wife who drinks warm milk before she goes to bed? She
My mom
swears
does too.
That it
A lot of
helps her
older people
sleep.
I know swear by it.
Yeah.
My mom she just likes it. She always says, "I'm going to have a little cup of milk," and she's out. But,
Now, on your list of coffee facts,
yes.
will it actually stunt the growth of children? Is that?
It doesn't say that. This was
Wow.
just directly.
I scare my
on
kids
the-
from that. They're like,
Years.
can I have
I know.
some?
You know
you'll
what's
get
funny? I
short.
tell my kids the same thing. That's so funny.
It's Daddy's coffee. Stay away.
That's interesting. I'm going to look that up while we're talking. But this study was just about the findings of these 300,000 people overall. With this, the mortality rate being lower for those that drink coffee, and the diseases and stuff that it kind of, I don't want to say prevents, it certainly doesn't do that, but kind of your body's guarded against a little bit better, and the rates were decreased for, like I said, the Alzheimer's, the Parkinson's, some of
Now, I
the.
wonder also too if it's we're sporting the Folgers in here with the black silk, but if it's like organic coffee versus, like, I don't know if this is more processed coffee. Is it a difference in?
Or you mean if you were to? It did say
Like
in
if
there
you
that
grew your own
strength, it
coffee.
doesn't matter. It did say in there that the strength of your coffee, even if you went with decaf, doesn't matter. And so to me that would kind of tell me more. Even if you just bought beans, ground your own beans, made your own coffee.
Mary, come on
which
in.
actually smells very good.
Mary, sit down at number 3. No, you can sit right there. It's
I'm just
fine.
gonna take this one.
Yeah, just sit right there.
different headphones.
Mary, sit down right there on number 3.
I had coffee for a long time, but I couldn't wait to get here to have some.
Okay, so here's my question. So you haven't had coffee in a while, and I was going to say, and I work with you day after day, and I rarely see you drinking coffee. I mean, every once in a while, correct?
That's right.
And what do you put in your coffee?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing at all.
No, nothing.
I'm jealous.
So you're a black? You drink it black?
Yes, I do.
I wish I could.
I
can't.
do
See?
too. I wish I could, just strictly for calorie reduction.
Yeah,
in
I
my
would
own-
try,
You know.
yeah.
I just have to tell you, everything you've been talking about this morning, there's a doctor that lives in the condos with me.
Yeah.
And she told me that if you drink coffee, like 5 cups a day, you're going to live forever. I mean, you're going to live a long,
I
long
love
life.
her. We have her on.
So, I want to be around for a while, so I'm going to start drinking it again.
The optimum, the study did find the optimum amount. Now, again, a cup of coffee is based on 6 ounces, according to the container of coffee. So the optimum amount was 3 to 5 cups a day. 15% these people overall decreased mortality rate, which is huge.
Well, drink up.
Yeah,
Drink up and live a long life.
It's certainly worth to know.
It's hard to clank your glasses when they're styrofoam,
It's
but
certainly worth to know that beyond that, there was no health benefit noted. And under that, even drinking the 1 cup a day, like Rick, still there was still a 6% increase or decrease of mortality rate. So that's fantastic.
it's amazing that Rick, because he's so high energy,
Right.
And then the coffee on top of that. But, I used to drink a lot of coffee. I started my morning every morning with coffee, getting the kids off to school, etc. But I guess just, I don't know, throughout the years, I just,
You don't.
no, and I don't have a coffee pot at home. So if I
You
drink
get a
it at home-
headache. You get a headache when you don't drink coffee. I'm just curious, like they call it the coffee headache.
Like the withdrawals from the caffeine or anything?
Oh, I never noticed that.
Is it just a headache from working with me?
Well,
Wilbur.
you said it. No.
It's the stress.
No, but it tastes good. I'm enjoying it this
good.
morning.
It does not appear. I'm reading a couple different studies now. Again, this is not the Harvard study that I found the most fascinating, the most authentic, really. That coffee does not. It's supposed to be an old wives' tale. Does not stunt growth. It says there have been lots of.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't.
Well, I'm glad the kids at school. So
my grandmother was from Copenhagen, Denmark, and when I was a little girl and she raised me, we had coffee every morning. When I was little, and I'm only 5'2", so I'm thinking,
too.
maybe it did stunt my growth.
Yeah. Was she short too, though?
Not as short as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
was everyone else like
short?
7'3" or what?
What?
You're not short. None of you guys are short. You guys all
And
keep
you're
saying-
not a redhead.
Wait a minute. Do you guys really think you're short? And you're
I'm
not
5'2".
short.
I'm pretty short. I mean,
5'2" is not very
I
tall.
am 5'2", but I wear heels everywhere.
Well,
I'm gonna start wearing heels, and I'm
Oh, hello.
5'9" and a half. So,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's,
I don't know.
I want to be 6'1". So.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's funny.
Well, do what John Denver did.
What?
He stretched himself. He got on the stretching machine.
Yeah. Hold that. Everybody
Yeah.
got their headsets on. Little Younger Life live action. Good morning. You're on Younger Life. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
I drink like 3-4 cups a day. Oh, like 3, and then I pour like in a 20-ounce tumbler, and then I sip on that for the rest of the day.
You must be really tall.
I was just gonna say, are you a short guy, or are you just a like I'm 5'8"? So what are you?
5'9",
5'9".
Oh, see, that's
and like my 20-ounce cup, I just sip on that for the rest of the day, go up hot, and I use the natural cane sugar.
Oh, you do?
What is that? Is that what? Can you help me on that one? So natural cane in comparison to sugar, it's obviously better.
Well, I like it because it doesn't go through the rest of the process. It's
Okay.
like
I
a,
agree.
Oh,
That's
okay.
It's like a brown sugar.
Yep.
Oh,
I agree.
okay.
Okay,
It's
that's
like the
brown
sugar in a raw sometimes.
Natural sugar.
That's cool. So wait, I guess then the part I'm curious about. So that 20 ounce that lasts you the rest of the day, do you keep warming it up, or are you? No.
Do you like iced coffee?
I build up,
Uh-huh.
and then if I go out and about for the day, I just sip on it for the rest of the day.
Mary, what was your question?
Do you like iced coffee? I love iced coffee.
No, I tried it and I don't care for it. I just put the natural sugar in it, and that's all I put in.
Okay.
You're awesome. And where are you calling from today? What area of our listening audience?
Valpo.
Valpo. Thank you so much for tuning in and giving us a buzz. We really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
He and I are like kindred spirits on that one. I can't do the iced coffee, and I've got to do like the raw sugar.
Okay.
If I
So
can.
you are not an iced coffee kid.
Oh, no.
How about you, Mary?
I love iced coffee.
So I could easily drink iced
do
coffee
too.
Yeah,
if it's made.
I went to a
right.
local establishment and pulled through,
Mm-hmm.
and ordered an iced coffee one day. And I took a sip. I was so excited about it, and they had put so much sugar in it.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah,
No.
that's not good. Well, so it appears apparently that coffee does not actually, there's no scientific documentation that I can find in the 2 studies I was reading that does not stunt growth. It does say there have been lots of old wives' tale associated with coffee drinking. In the 1700s, I think they said in Germany, they actually thought that it made women sterile. And clearly it does not.
Well,
Clearly it does not. I drink a lot of coffee and I have a lot of
More
kids.
lies to keep the coffee with the men. This is what it is. More lies.
That's
I don't want to share my coffee. You'll be infertile. Bad things will happen.
that's a great form of birth control.
That's
Hello.
funny. Yeah, definitely do not use that. It does. It actually says that current research, according to Science Daily, has shown that it can help ward off breast and uterine cancer in women. Which,
That's awesome.
again, that was not in the Harvard study that I found the most validity in. But this is, they followed 27,000 women.
Wow, that's
15
another big number. The first one that you were talking
This
about,
one
people are
was
just
strictly-
joining up,
this is
was
a women's health study.
what, 300,000 over 30 years?
Right, and this is 27,000 women over 15 years.
Wow.
And it actually says it reduced their overall risk of cardiovascular diseases by 24%, which, we know cardiovascular diseases is the #1 killer.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
And so I just, wow. So I think now I don't ever feel guilty for
You know what she's
drinking my
going to do?
morning coffee.
Put the coffee on, Ricky.
That's right.
Now, quick story over the holiday weekend here.
Sure.
I was at the in-laws' house, I should say, and they asked me to make the coffee, so I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm trying to carve the ham, and I'm doing some stuff, and I put some coffee in, and I'd go do something else, and I came back in, I put some more coffee grounds in, and I did something else, and I came back, and the kids are running around, and we're playing catch in the front yard, and I put more coffee in.
Oh, no.
By the time I was done, I clicked it on, wasn't even thinking. It was like your story, just clicked it on. When we came back, it was like Rick's coffee, the mud inside.
It's like you needed a spoon.
But my father-in-law, he opened up the top of the coffee, and there were still dry grounds. There was so much coffee.
Oh,
my
my goodness.
God.
inside of
How
it.
funny.
Wow.
That is
I think that's on the
crazy.
Facebook because they were giving me crap
Yeah,
about that.
they
Oh,
forever
look what
won't
the
let you
son-in-law
forget that.
did. He's absent-minded.
He doesn't know how to make coffee.
He doesn't know, but he likes to drink it all.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? Maybe you just did that so that way that they won't ask you to do it again.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
it.
yeah.
So it was a
Psychologically, yeah,
subconscious-
so
Yeah.
I'm
subconscious
done working
behavior.
here.
I thought you were going to say the kids were
funny.
running around the yard. We couldn't stop them because they sipped on your coffee.
Yo.
Should have done that.
Oh,
What's the difference between like instant coffee and the coffee that you brew in the pot?
Well, it doesn't say
Anything?
that as far as health benefits.
Okay.
It did not. Nothing was stated to be of more benefit versus less. It could be decaf. It could be regular coffee. So it's clearly not the caffeine. It's something in the coffee itself. The antioxidants that are in the coffee.
The coffee
itself.
bean.
So the coffee beans. So I don't think it really matters if you were to grind your own beans versus or do instant. I think it's probably just more or less preference. I
Well,
would
instant
imagine.
coffee is just a mystery to me anyway.
I
Just,
know.
don't-
I don't.
like,
That's what I have
How
at
does
my
it
house.
look like coffee, but then dissolve into not coffee,
I
but
know.
becomes liquid coffee? It's magic.
It's magic. I
It's
know.
weird. I don't know.
I love that.
It tastes good, but it's weird.
Regardless, I like coffee. That's for sure. I know there've been a couple times where my friends and I hate to call them out here, but they have. We've gone out, meet it. I have friends that live out of the state now, so moved away, and so we'll try to meet at least once a year. Go to a bar or something, and I will gladly. Mary,
Shocking now, yes.
No, go to like a
coffee
real
bar?
bar, and
Okay.
it's funny because a lot of times I make sure that I will be the one to drive. I'll get an Irish coffee, just coffee with a little bit of
Oh yeah.
Something.
Bailey's,
Yeah.
Irish
Something,
cream
something in it.
Which is, and they'll make fun of me for it, but I think it's comforting, and I like it. Why
Can
not?
I tell you from an adult standpoint, quite honestly, that is very good. And if you splash in there like you're at home and you're having guests over for Christmas or the holidays,
Right.
or you're just with some family and friends, that just is great. The other side of it too is what they call Mexican coffee, where the kick continues with the little capital T.
Really?
We won't go there.
Tequila in there.
So, oh yeah. Oh, that's killer.
I can't imagine that.
Oh, it's-
I mean,
Yeah,
really.
Is that an upper and a down?
Yeah, I know.
Like what? I don't understand.
And by the way,
That's
kiddies,
funny.
we're just chatting adults here
right,
on Younger Life.
And then obviously moderation. But
Everything in moderation.
I'm saying I
Agree.
think that's good.
Well, I really like not necessarily the milk in the coffee. If I
Right.
would add something, but I like the taste of that. The creamer that's the powder.
Oh, you really?
I love that.
Ugh.
I put
That's
that in
not
my
me.
tomato soup.
Oh
Even.
my goodness. that's
What?
gross.
I do. I love it.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
Mary,
that's
that's
crazy.
funny.
Tomato soup, what does that add? Like a little bit of I'm thinking creamer tastes kind of
Well, in the
unique.
winter when I'm
I
at
know.
work here and I bring a can of tomato
Sure.
soup,
Sure.
I like a little milk in it, but there's no milk here, so I add the creamer to it.
Well, you
funny.
haven't gone out on the patch and gotten the cow.
How
We have a
fun.
cow?
Do you know?
We do.
I actually have heard a lot of people like the almond milk in their coffee.
Oh, yes.
Versus a creamer or regular milk. I haven't myself tried that.
The
so,
soy
I mean,
stuff.
Now,
the-
cashew milk
okay.
is
Not.
is-
that might give a good flavor.
It's more like regular milk.
See, I would love to try that.
okay.
I've never tried. What's that about? Is
See,
that-
I don't drink regular milk because it's like poison to my system.
Doesn't sit well.
Are
with
you
lactose
intolerant?
intolerant?
It's not. It's more than intolerant.
Really?
Yeah, I actually do not even like milk. I personally, me and
Really?
milk have a bad.
What about
relationship.
dairy products or just milk?
I can do cheese.
What about
Yeah,
ice
but how
cream
much
and stuff like
cheese?
that?
I haven't tested the threshold of my
Test
cheese.
it. Test it. All of a sudden, he's doing
Let's make him
production.
sick
Mom,
at work. No, I don't think we want to do
It's
that.
the worst YouTube video ever. But ice cream, no, things like that. I've tried the soy,
Really?
and I've tried
Really?
the rice, and I've tried all these different milks. Cashew milk, if you're looking for a milk alternative, cashew milk is the most like regular milk.
do you find that at the higher end grocery stores? Or?
Regular
Probably at
grocery
any
stores
grocery store.
nowadays, yeah.
There's so many different forms of, the different milks now. You
Yeah.
can really find it. So I've seen it. I just haven't tried that one.
I've
But the
tried
almond
all.
milk, I've heard a lot of people say in their coffee
It's not bad.
is a little bit more like creamer.
Wow, I would love to
so
try that.
I would too. I wonder what
would love
before this
that.
lactose intolerant thing came up. I wonder what they diagnosed people with.
Stomach aches.
Yeah.
No, I mean, think about it. Because
what
my
are
daughter,
the-
Carly, she hasn't touched milk for
Okay,
years.
is that what happens? You get a stomach ache? if you're
Well,
lactose
she can't
intolerant?
touch it
Well,
or
I
she
think
gets
there's such
affected.
varying levels.
Yeah.
Now,
there's certain-
here's a weird
Mm-hmm.
thing. We bought some raw, unprocessed. I mean, it's like milk straight out of the cow. I
Yes,
have to do
yes.
it. And that didn't hurt me really.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was not processed.
It's
then.
it's something in
Well,
the.
they don't. There's right. It goes through. You can actually buy milk in like glass bottles, like they had when you're talking years
the
ago.
olden
They literally
days?
milked the cow
In the
and would
olden
deliver them to
days.
house. No, it's very true. You can buy it's a lot more expensive, but
Oh,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah,
tried it. It's also thicker,
Oh yeah.
and it is. So we have not tried it ever
But
ourselves.
since the bubble popped in 2008, I haven't been able to afford the raw milk. So.
Oh, come on.
Well, my daughter had a friend when she was growing up that lived on a farm and they raised milking cows.
Yeah.
Sure.
So when she'd come and spend the night at our house, she'd bring her own milk.
So she probably too then was very
And-
used to just unprocessed milk.
Yeah.
Or, wow, that would be a cool study. I'm sure there's studies out there on that too. That would be interesting to know.
It would
But
be.
I'm really interested in you, Sanders, knowing that regular milk bothers you that much, but then unprocessed milk doesn't. That's
Yeah,
strange.
I wouldn't test to drink a whole lot of it,
Right, right.
but the moment regular milk.
Let's do it
I mean, if I did like a
today.
teaspoon
Yeah.
of it, as soon as
Really?
soon as I take a teaspoon of it, if I have something with milk in it, I can instantly feel it
so
inside.
you definitely do not eat cereal.
I do with the cashew.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
With
What
regular
about
milk, you would
cottage
not do it.
cheese?
I
Or-
can do cottage cheese in small amounts, and I can do yogurt, things
Okay.
like that. But
Yeah, you're a yogurt.
But you
kid,
don't
I'm
eat
sure.
ice
Yeah.
cream
I don't do ice cream.
because of that fact.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
my daughter Carly cannot touch ice
What
cream.
about
She
frozen
can do-
yogurts?
She could do frozen yogurt.
Oh,
She
I
could
wish
do.
I didn't like ice cream. I wish I couldn't eat
It was
it.
couldn't tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay away from. That's funny. I often wish I had some serious aversion to sugar because then I think, wow, I would never again.
Yeah,
have to
but
worry
what
about
would you eat? This show has made me my eyes open wide
really
about.
is.
From the breads to the different things that everything has sugar in it. We've learned it
Everything
from
does.
our challenge folks,
Well, right. Like-
and we've learned it from the doctors that we've had on from LaPorte
Absolutely.
Hospital.
Yes,
We got to get those
like I
dietitians
said,
on.
I'm always learning new things. I know that's in the works. We've been trying to work on that, but you know that they're very busy at the hospital. They do a lot at LaPorte Hospital, and we're trying to get them in here because I think it's always interesting. I think talking to them for a little bit, I always walk away thinking, wow, okay, I'm going to try something different. Just like when we have the vegan chefs on, we had Chef Melody on before. I think I am definitely not vegan, but I always still learn new things and think, wow, new healthy ways incorporated in my own life and my family's life.
I have to tell you on a final note with 40 seconds left here, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thanks for your insight. yesterday when Jackie, one of our challenge
yes.
group, brought in those awesome,
Homemade
nuts that she
granola.
made. You guys all tried it.
Delicious.
What did you guys think? I thought it was fantastic.
Jackie, if you're listening, it was
I
fabulous.
texted her last night. I ate it all.
My wife
get one.
wanted to figure out how to make it, and everybody at our home last night for dessert, we had Greek yogurt vanilla with 2 times the protein, and we sprinkled it all, and Norma put the rest on hers.
You
It
are
was
so
awesome.
polite. I didn't share mine at all.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't eat breakfast yesterday, so I left and ate
It'll
some
stunt
of
your
it.
growth.
Well, then what I
Kids.
did.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I snacked on it all day long. That
On
was my
behalf of
snack. I
us
loved
all
it.
at Younger Life, I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Ann.
Big round of applause for you guys. Woo! Thanks. Everybody was awesome.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.
CBS News, I'm Peter King. It's on Wisconsin for the presidential hopefuls with that state's primary.